Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so as you can see, I'm a wheelchair user. So what happened to me? I had an accident. I fell during skiing, and that's where I broke my spine. It has been a very intense time, like going through an accident like that. It's very traumatic, and then especially the year after, it's like there's a lot changing your life, and it's definitely not been easy, but I am just glad that I'm still here and that I'm alive. At that time, it was December 2016. I just graduated like the summer before. I was looking for a job. I was very active, like a fit girl, you know, like going to the gym 6 times a week, doing lots of yoga, very into healthy lifestyle, just eating healthy, and that was my jam. Like that was all I did. And I had a relationship that just ended also like in October of 2016. So there was a lot going on. And it was like a new transition. I was going into this new chapter of my life. That's how it felt. And I was looking for what my life would be like, because after you just graduate, you have the intention to go work full-time, just make a living and buy a house and buy a car and just go out there and do it all. In December, I went to visit my friends in Barcelona who I met during my study, and they said like, hey, let's go skiing. And I was like, okay, well, why not? So that was just like an activity to do during that weekend. We were driving to the mountains. I think it was a 2-hour drive or something. We arrived at a hotel on a Friday. We just went for dinner. Then the next day we went skiing. The whole Saturday it was totally fine. It was nice weather. Everything went well. I'm not a pro skier, so a lot of people ask me that, like, did you go skiing often? Are you a fan of winter sport? I'm not. So I never had lessons in skiing, and I just learned it from friends or people I just met. And I wasn't bad at it, but I wasn't also like not very experienced. But everything went well, also that Saturday. Then I remember that night we went bowling. There was a birthday because one of the friends was her birthday. And then next morning, some people had a hangover, so they stayed in their hotel rooms. They were not in the mood to wake up early. But me and my friend, we were like, yeah, let's go on that mountain. We're just gonna, while we're here. Because in the afternoon we would drive back to the city, and then the next day we were planning to go to a party that night, and the next day I would go home. And then that week I would have another job interview, and I was looking forward to those things. I just needed a small break. So that was the situation. And then, it was Sunday morning, the 16th of December, and that's where it all went wrong. I went up to the hill with my friends, and he is like very experienced skier, so he's like, hey, do your thing. I'm just gonna go a lot faster than you, so I will see you around. So I just went by myself. I was alone. I was just enjoying the views and just, going slowly on my own tempo, going down the hill. And at some point there was like just ice, and that's where I fell. So my spinal cord injury is on a T5 level. that means that I am paralyzed from here all the way down. So I cannot move, I cannot feel. My injury is complete, meaning that there's no connection there. Like, I broke my spine in 3 places. That's a lot. So I had a surgery. Like, they cut my spine open. Like, I have a big scar on my back, and they put all these screws in to make sure that it's all solid, which means that right now the screws are still in my back and I'm not as flexible as I used to be. Okay, so I cannot feel and I cannot control means I cannot walk. By not walking, it means that the muscles in my legs, in my ass, everywhere, it's disappearing. Because if you don't use it, you lose it. There are many different spinal cord injuries. You have incomplete ones and complete ones. There's also a difference there. I'm not going into that. You can Google it. So there's so many levels, there's so many variations, and every body is different. So if you see someone in a wheelchair, it means it could, different things could have happened. They could have been an accident, they could have been born like that. They could have, some people have a disease, some people are sick, some people had cancer, or some people like me had an injury because of an accident. So a bunch of things can happen and you can become a wheelchair user. You can also just become older or have some bad knees or something happen to your leg, but you cannot compare it to having your leg broken, being in these temporary wheelchairs for 2 weeks and thinking that's the way it is. Being in a wheelchair from the moment you get out of your bed till the moment you get back into your bed, like the whole day, that's totally something different. It's very important to know that a spinal cord injury comes with secondary complications, because when you're sitting all day, you can imagine that's not very good for your body. We were born to walk, to run, to move. When I share about my life, what I do, where I go, I can inspire others and I also learn from it. And I love to take a challenge myself to do things that I wouldn't thought were able or were like a lot more difficult, or there's so many things left to explore. So that's nice. It's like you get this second chance in your life and it's like totally different than the first part. Like the first 26 years of my life were like very average, very normal. I don't know if you guys like to hear me just talk about these things. If you do, let me know. Thank you guys for watching to another video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and see you in the next one.